evening. I forgot to turn my light on again. I am not organised. Hello. You probably heard all that commotion as well in the last couple of minutes, and that was because I forgot to move the table as well. If I have this table kind of shifted around a little bit, all you can see is like boxes and mess to the side of me. So yeah, I have to move the table so at least it looks as if I've got some kind of semblance of organisation in my life. Hello, good evening. Kitty's here today, and I hope you liked the new sort of start thing that I made. I don't know, I was just in a bit of a weird mood, I guess. But I hope you've all had a really good week, and it's been like really weird here, I mean in Wales weather-wise, because the weather has been really hot. We had the hottest day of the year on Wednesday, and then we had a thunderstorm on Wednesday night, like a really noisy one. And then it's just been like cold and really windy today, so I don't know. Welcome to Wales, I guess. This is what you get when you live in a country with summers in spring and winters in summer. Anyway, I hope that you're all doing really well, and bearing in mind we're still all sort of locked down and stuff as well. The quarantine lockdown hasn't changed in Wales, so we still can't travel apart from essential travel, so yeah, it's getting a little bit boring not travelling if I'm honest, but some point in the future I guess we'll get to travel again. Hello, there are people talking in the chat, so I'll come and say hello. Hello Emma, yes, Kitty is here. And hello, I'm going to say your name wrong, I'm really sorry. Tudor Mihai? Hello, nice to meet you. I hope that you're both having a good week. Let me know in the chat. Lovely. So the plan on what we're going to do today is basically there's kind of going to be like 4 sections of the live. That's not 4, that's 3. 4 sections of the live stream today. So we're going to be doing the travel news to start off with, because there's been some developments with what's happening, especially today. Then we're going to be looking at dumb laws in the UK, because there are some really strange laws in the UK, and if you enjoyed that segment, I'm hoping to make it a more permanent segment, and you guys can request where I look like for weird laws from next time. So if you enjoyed that, we'll get there and you can say where for me to do next. We're then going to be doing a quick quiz again. This quiz is going to be a little bit different to Mondays, but you'll still need a pen and paper. And then the last bit, we're going to be looking at the plans for this channel for the next month or so, and ways that you can get involved in the videos. Yeah, so that's the plan for today. This stream is sponsored by myself, so one day we'll get like actual sponsorships of a stream, do you think? Right, window capture. So, ooh, sorry if that's loud. So just a quick reminder that my mouse isn't working now. Well done, congrats, what a time. Just a quick reminder that I do sell products on, you can buy them through eBay at the moment. If you're interested, all the links are in the description down below this video, and also in the description of every video. The thing that I like about especially the tins, is when you're travelling you can put it in your backpack and all of the little bits and bobs won't get lost in your backpack. So I really like them. And plus all the quotes on them are ones that I've made, and the photos I took when I was travelling. What is wrong with my phone? My light, yes, my light. I am a failure. Your week has been full of headaches. I'm guessing that might be because of allergies. I know that the pollen count has been quite high and then it's been quite low. So maybe it's allergies. Try taking one of the histamines. I'm not a doctor though, so don't listen to me. Listen to me, but don't listen to me. Anyway, well, let's see. Oh, and also tonight's video, if any of you are interested, I hope you are. Tonight's video, that's the thumbnail for it. So we're going to be talking about jet lag, why it happens, what you can do to make your next international trip's jet lag not be so bad. Because if you're here Monday, you would have heard me talking about how I get really badly affected with jet lag, and some of these things that I've talked about in this video are some things that I try and do to combat jet lag so it's not so bad. Yeah, so if you're interested in that, because I know that jet lag does put like a bit of a hamper on your holiday when you're excited to go on holiday and then you get there and the first couple of days is just like horrible. I know it can be disgusting, so listen to my tips. Maybe it might make your next trip nicer. Who knows? Anyway, what we're going to do now is get into the travel news. And we need to go into window capture. So there's a few things in the travel news today. If you've found any interesting travel news as well throughout the week, feel free to DM me on Instagram, or you can Facebook message me through my page as well. They're both called Awkwardly Kim Travel. You can find me through there. Send me links, I'd be really interested. Because at the moment the news is going to be very UK focused, but it is because that's where I'm from. But I'd like to get more like other countries' news in as well. So if you are from a particular country and you've got some like really interesting travel industry news, then like do message me with them, with the links and stuff. I'd be really interested. But so the kind of the top news today of the travel industry is that Jet2 are going to resume flights and holidays from July the 1st, which I think is really cool. So Jet2 have announced it will resume all flights and holidays from July the 1st after it halted operations due to the coronavirus pandemic. What are you doing, kitty? I don't know what he's doing. The airline and package holiday company had previously announced that it would aim to restart on June the 17th, but they pushed it back 2 weeks. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. This is the tweet that Jet2 posted earlier on this afternoon. So in view of the ongoing travel restrictions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, we have taken the decision to recommence our flights and holiday programme on July the 1st. The health and safety of our customers and colleagues is our absolute priority, and we are continuing to monitor the situation very closely. If you have a booking that is due to depart on or before July the 1st, you don't need to contact us. We're continuing to proactively contact customers, blah, 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 blah. So the rest of this is more to do with for the customers of Jet2. But that's potentially good news. If Jet2 are going to start travelling, and I know that Ryanair are, EasyJet are, Emirates are, I'm not too sure about TUI, but yeah, it looks as if the travel companies are start going again. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work because at the moment the UK's under a sort of don't travel international warning thing, but hopefully that gets lifted soon and we can actually start travelling again. That would be really cool. So the UK are going to start bringing in a quarantine for new arrivals into the UK. This doesn't include truckers though, I don't think, but we'll have a look at the article though. So coronavirus, UK arrivals could face a £1,000 fine if they break quarantine. Anyone arriving to the UK from abroad could be fined £1,000 if they fail to self-isolate for 14 days, the government has is expected to announce. Under the plans, health officials would be able to carry out on-spot checks to check whether people are complying. The new rules to help tackle COVID-19, which will also apply to British people returning from abroad, are not expected to come into force until next month. So as part of the quarantine proposals, which are aimed at guiding against a second wave of coronavirus infections, any passengers arriving to the UK by plane, ferry or train would be asked to fill in a form with their contact information. They'd need to provide a UK Border Force officials with an official address where they will self-isolate, otherwise accommodation would be arranged by the government. Road hauliers and medical officials would be exempt, as well as those arriving from the Republic of Ireland. However, people travelling from France would not be exempt. The government has previously confirmed, after it was initially suggested otherwise. But here we go. There's another quote that I'd like to read out. A Ryanair spokeswoman said the plans were completely unenforceable and isolation measures would not work unless passengers arriving in the UK airports from abroad are detained in an airport terminals or hotels for the 14-day period. She added, if this measure has any basis in science, then the Irish visitors should not and could not be exempt. Tim Alderslade, which he represents the airlines industry, said that introducing a quarantine at this stage makes no sense. Basically, they're worried that this is going to be sort of the downfall of the travel industry when they're trying to sort of get themselves back on their feet again, and then... Hello! Sorry, the cat's here. So they're worried that this is essentially going to destroy the travel industry in the UK. The cat's here now. Hello Jacob, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Yes, very good. If anybody's interested, Jacob has a YouTube channel that talks more like business and things like that. I call him the bicep of business. So if you're interested in things like that, he also does some sort of motivational videos. He also does, if you're a YouTuber and you're looking for feedback on your content or looking to meet new YouTubers, then going over to his channel and joining in on his live streams is a really good idea. And plus he's a lovely chap anyway, so yeah, go check out Jacob. Nice to see you. And Jacob, if you're still here, Emma in the comments is my sister. She's the editor on this channel. So everybody say hello to Emma as well. Right, what was they doing? Yes, so I'm a little bit worried if they bring in this the quarantine for coming into the UK, that it's going to end up with it affecting the airline industry additionally for no particular reason. Like, I don't know, if you're going to go into a country that doesn't have as much coronavirus as the UK, then you're not at any additional risk of catching the coronavirus here or in the other country, and we don't have to have a 14-day quarantine every time we leave our house. So I'm not quite sure at this stage now what the point of it is. But if you have like a different view to me, like write in the chat, because you know I'm down for hearing different people's point of views. Anyway, that's that. Next thing. Everybody's talking about when we'll be able to go on holiday again. Some people are saying not likely, some people are saying is likely, some people are saying that you can potentially go on holiday in the UK in the summer. It's all still so much up in the air, but with airlines starting to run, the likelihood of us being able to travel is ever increasing. So I'm cautiously optimistic, I would say. And plus, I've been feeling this week, especially, I've just been like really wanting to get out the house and go somewhere. because we're still under the stay at home in Wales, we can only leave the house for essential travel. So I can go to the supermarket, and I've been going to work for 4 hours a day. And as lovely as it is actually being able to get out of the village, because I hadn't done that for like a month and a half previously, I would like to go a little bit further than 7 miles from my house. I got so sort of like itchy feet, I think they call it, when you really want to travel. I got so sort of itchy feet that I booked a holiday for next year. So so I booked a holiday to go to Amsterdam. So if I'm not allowed to travel this year, I think next year is like my year of ultimate travel. So I'm basically going, all the money that I was going to spend on all the money I was going to spend on travel this year, and all the money that I was going to spend on travel next year is all getting like pushed to next year, pretty much. So next year is like my ultimate travel fantasy year. Because I've got like a few trips already booked for next year. I'm very excited. Hello Jay's Free Chill Sounds, how are you doing? I was playing your music at the start again, so if anybody's interested in copyright free music, go check out Jay's Free Chill Sounds. The link to her page is in the description of this video. Very good. Yeah, so I'm ready to start travelling. I am ready. Another one cool thing that's come out of... The cat wants to go out now. Get out! It's all very nice and cute having him like sitting in the background and walking around, but he turns into like a crawling little beastie that like crawls everywhere all over me and then wants to leave. He'll want to come back in 5 minutes. And it's fine in the videos because I can just cut him out, like we can just edit out the fact that he wants to come in and out the room. But when I'm doing a live stream, I can't edit him wanting to leave, him wanting to come back, him wanting to leave, him wanting to crawl all over me. Anyway, we got the last little bit of UK news. Not UK news. Last little bit of coronavirus news, but it's a bit of like a happier one. I like this one. It made me smile. Back to window capture. So this is about in Yosemite National Park, where all of the animals have started like taking over the park because there aren't any humans around. It's really sweet. I think it's sweet. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully I haven't messed up my live stream by making that full. But I think it's so cute. It'd be good if, there we go, little animals. A little fox walking around. These are sort of places where the animals wouldn't normally come because they'd just be crowded with humans. I think it's sweet that because we're not about so much, nature can kind of take over a bit more. Bear running across the road in the car park. So there are some kind of like good things coming out of it. We can't travel, but you know, and that makes us sad, but it means that the animals and nature have a bit of time to come back from just the absolute trashing that we do to the world. There was I had another video, I think. Yes, I did have another video. Ooh, what's this? We just had breaking news. Hello? Okay, if there's going to be breaking news, we're going to have a look at that, because it's to do with the quarantine. From June the 8th, people arriving in the UK will have to self-isolate for 14 days, but certain workers will be exempt. So they've actually, said that it's going to happen now. Home Secretary Priti Patel has said that the measure would reduce the risk of cases crossing the border. Lorry drivers, seasonal farm workers and coronavirus medics would be exempt. The requirement would also not apply for those travelling from the Republic of Ireland, Channel Islands and the Isle of Man. Well, there we go. We got the conclusion of that through the breaking news. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment of the live stream. If you've got hello Diana, how are you doing? Nice to see you in the live stream. Hope you're doing well. I've just finished. Oh, I just realised I got a video still running. There we go. I've just finished the news section, and we had a bit of breaking news to say that the people arriving into the UK from June the 9th or 6th, I can't remember, will have to go into quarantine, which is a little bit annoying if I'm honest. But we're going on to the new section, there we go, of the live stream, which is dumb laws from the UK. And in the future this doesn't have to be from the UK, it's just that it's from the UK today because I'm from the UK. But anyway, dumb laws from the UK. And there are some really dumb, weird laws from the UK. Because we're such an old country, we have like really weird stuff still in law. So dumb law number 1. Under the Metropolitan Police Act of 1839, it's illegal to beat or shake a mat, carpet or rug in the streets of London. The only time you may beat them is before 8 AM. So if you live in London, don't shake your mat into the street. What a weird law. Like, do you know some of them, you're like, oh, okay, I can kind of see why that's come into law. But with that one, what is the point of that law? I can't, like, if you can think of why that would have come into law, let me know in the comments on the side, because I can't, like, even think why that would be a law. Law number 2. Under the Salmon Act of 1986, it's illegal to handle salmon in suspicious circumstances. The law commissions have never defined what constitutes as being suspicious with a salmon. So basically, it's illegal to walk around with a salmon in suspicious circumstances. Is there a reason why that one is a law? With the mat one, I'm not quite sure. That's what I was saying, I'm not sure why it would be a law. The reason why, maybe to stop rubbish from going into the streets, maybe it is. I could not tell you. But this one, the Salmon Act one, it's because people have been stealing salmons. So if you're walking around with sort of an excessive amount of salmons, or just like random salmons, it would be considered suspicious circumstances. So you can't just walk around with suspicious salmons. The thing is, it sounds so vague and weird. Like, law number 3. In a law that dates back to 1872, it's illegal to be intoxicated whilst you have a horse in your care. The same law also applies to cows. So you're not allowed to be in charge of a horse or a cow whilst drunk in the UK. Hello Kimberly, how are you doing? Great to see you. Nice that you've been able to pop by a live stream as well. It's really good to see like new people in the live streams as well. Let me go off the like I'm saying hello to people and I'm not even on the screen. Hello. Yeah, it's really cool to see new people in the live stream. Yes, hello. I doubt that even the police know these laws. Probably not. And I can't see like, who's gonna stop you in the street and be like, you're drunk, you've got a salmon, you're holding us suspiciously and you're walking a cow down the street. I'm going to arrest you for having a cow whilst you're drunk and holding a salmon suspiciously. Like, I can't see it. The UK's dumb. Law number 4. According to Section 12 of the Licensing Act of 1872, every person found drunk in any highway or other public place, whether a building or not, or on any licensed premises, could face a fine of £200. Basically, what that means is, if you're drunk in a pub, you can get a fine So it's illegal in the UK to be drunk in a pub or a club or anywhere that sells alcohol. I don't understand. Like I said, the laws in the UK are like absolutely, I don't know. And law number 5, the Polish Potato Order of 2004 makes it illegal to import into England potatoes which he knows to be or has reasonable cause to suspect to be Polish potatoes. So you're not allowed to have Polish potatoes in the UK. There's an actual genuine reason for this though. It's because there was an outbreak of ring rot on Polish potato farms, and it's to try and stop the spread of the ring rot into the British potato farms, because the UK sort of, we like growing potatoes, so they want, it's just, do you know when you hear the law though without the context of it, so the fact that Polish potatoes are illegal in the UK, it just sounds crazy and I don't know, all these laws just sound like absolutely crazy when they sort of said out of context. But yeah, so that was dumb laws from the UK. So the cat wants to come in again now. Gosh. Come on out, back in. Up you go. So people who are new to the live stream, hello, this is Kitty. He's coming in and out this evening. You see him in my videos sometimes, and I said a little bit earlier, what normally happens is I can kind of, we edit him out that sometimes he wants to come in and out the room, because I've got to open the door, close the door, but because I'm on a live stream, he comes in and out, and it's what it is. I'm sorry, but do you know what they say? They say on the TV, not the TV, the entertainment industry, they say don't work with children or animals. I can see why they say that now. Kimberly, I believe a lot of the I can't say words, I'm sorry. Antiquated laws are sometimes used to detain a suspicious person, say one whom is drunk upon a horse, suspected of robbery of a liquor store. Maybe? Or one who is drunk on a horse, who is suspiciously holding a salmon and a Polish potato, and they're hitting a mat on the street of London before 8 AM in the morning. Or something. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to have a little quiz. The quiz today is going to be a little bit different to the one on Monday, so if you were here on Monday, we had a quiz where it was sort of questions and answers about different places in the world. And today we're going to be looking at photos of places in the world and try and guess where they are. So if you want to play, get a notebook and a pen. I'll give you like a minute or so to go get a notebook and pen. If you're interested in playing, write in the comments to say that you're going to be playing. And even if you don't want to play in a formal capacity, no, don't stand on the keyboard. Thank you, boy. You can still just sort of like fun play along. It's nothing serious. The winner gets bragging rights. Maybe one day we might do like an actual prize for the quiz. So if you're interested in that, maybe we can do an actual prize one day. But today is not that day. Yeah, so maybe soon we'll start doing prizes. But today your prize is you get to have bragging rights. Right, so hopefully you've all got a pen and paper if you're playing, and we'll crack on into the quiz. I'm hoping that I've done all this right now, and the answers aren't going to come up on the screen. Right, so basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put a picture on the screen. The picture is of a place. I want to know either the name of the place or the name of the country that the place is in. You're going to write down the name of the place on your piece of paper. We're going to go through all 10 places, all 10 pictures, and then at the end of the 10 pictures we'll go back through it again and I'll put all the answers on the screen like we did last time. So you can then, let me come back on screen, you can then you can then mark yourself, and then at the end then, when we've gone through all the answers, you can say what your score was in the chat. And don't be ashamed if you got a low mark or if you got a high mark, because it's all in good fun, and the more quizzes that you do, the more stuff that you learn. So it doesn't matter if you don't know stuff now, because there's potential to know more stuff in the future. So never be ashamed of not knowing stuff, because not everybody knows the same stuff. So that's what I think. Kimberly says, the saying rule of thumb comes from a recently cast out law by where a man is allowed to beat his wife with a stick no wider than his thumb. Oh gosh, I'm not going to say rule of thumb anymore then, if it's to do with like beating your wife with a stick. Yeah, it is really interesting. Right, quiz, sorry. So this is the first place, and I'm going to be giving little hints or really interesting facts about the place. This one's a bit of a hint. In this place there are close to 200,000 slot machines in this city. 200,000? I think just that fact is kind of giving away where the place is, but that is crazy. So that's picture one. If you miss any, we can always go back to them in the end. So don't worry too much if you miss one. Let me know in the chat at the end of us going through these, and I'll bring them back on the screen. No problem. Number 2. So this is place number 2, and I'm going to say this is going to be like a bit of a hint for Emma. If you don't know what it is, then for shame on you. I know I said earlier that, like, you know, you can't know everything, but come on now, you know this place. I know you know this place. And the hint for this place is that the city has 177 canals, which is a lot of canals. And I think that's kind of like a hint giveaway as well. And it's very pretty, and if you know me, it's one of my favourite places. I love this place, it is amazing. Place number 3. I picked that picture because I thought it was a really cool picture. It's not, I don't think it's a particularly good one of the city that it's in. I just thought it was a really pretty picture. So the hint for this one is this city has a population of 24 million. To be fair, I don't think it's that much of a hint, but it kind of is though, because there's certain countries in the world that have particularly large populations, and this city is in one of those countries. So it kind of is a hint. Yeah, so there we go. There's that one. Don't write the answers in the chat, or what you think it is in the chat yet. We'll go back and look at the answers after. So this is place number 4, and there's a few people in the chat who I know should know this place. There's a bit of a hint, which is it has the biggest concentration of Victorian, Edwardian and modern day indoor shopping arcades in Britain. To be fair, when I found this fact about this place, I didn't know about this fact, but when I found out about it, I was like, oh, that's really interesting considering the size of the place. But there are some of you in the chat who should know about this place. Next one. Number 5, just in case you're wondering. Number 5, the hint for this one is a famous landmark in this city was only meant to be a temporary construction, but has been standing for 131 years. I realised that this writing is a kind of covering one of the main attractions of this city, so I'm going to take it away again so you can see the whole of the picture, because I don't want to, like, it's a little bit unfair if I cover basically the thing that's going to tell you where the city is, and then I'm going to cover it back up again with the writing. But there's that. Question number 6. This is a city that I'd love to go visit one day. See that tower there? I have a bit of a thing about climbing up tall things. I'd love to go up that tower. This is kind of a bit of a hint as well if you know about the tower. But you can pay to kind of be strapped onto the edge of the tower and then come off the edge of it. Not like abseiling, you kind of like lean off the edge. Ignore my voice, I am sorry. But the actual hint for this one is 25% of Canada's population live within 160 kilometres radius of the city. So you know it's in Canada. So potentially, you could get a really easy point by knowing, because I said that you can say the city or the country, but the city would be better in this one, I think, considering I gave you such a good clue on the country that it's in. So 25% of Canada's population lives within 160 kilometres radius of the city, which is amazing, considering how massive Canada is. That like a quarter of Canada is all kind of clustered in this one place. Question 7. That one. Up we go. So the largest number of billionaires in the world live in this city. Per Forbes, there are 84 billionaires that live in this city, which is wild. I don't even know if there's like 1 billionaire that lives in Wales, and then there's like 84 in one city there. But the buildings are really pretty in this city. Like, I get conflicted about whether I'd want to go visit this country, because it's a really interesting country. But I don't think it's on my bucket list. But if somebody paid for me to go, I wouldn't say no. And to be fair, there are many places that I wouldn't say no to if other people were paying for me to travel to. Question number 8. And there are people in this chat that if they don't know this one should be ashamed as well. I'm looking at you, Emma Collins and John Collins. But the hint for this one is a resident of this city invented the fortune cookie. Which when I found out, I thought was really interesting, because you would associate the invention of the fortune cookie with somewhere completely different to the city. I thought it was really cool. Next one. Question number 9. There we go. Right. So, if you're into films, the Matrix series, The Great Gatsby, and Independence Day were all filmed in this city, which is really cool. I also read that this is on like a latitude with loads of other places. I think it was a place in South Africa. I can't remember now. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. It's a really nice picture though. The sunset's really pretty. Question 10. This is another place that if Emma Collins doesn't know where this is, where she needs to be opening her eyes more when she travels. But the hint for this one is there were no sandy beaches until the early 90s. The 2.8 miles of beachfront was created for the Olympics in 1992, so if you know where the Olympics in 1992 were, then you know what this city is, where they imported the sand all the way from Egypt, which I thought was so cool and weird. They said that all of the landscape, or all of the beachfront, was actually just it was literally just like rocks and stuff, and they've imported all of this sand to make it really sandy. And from pictures that I've seen, the beaches are really beautiful, and it's really weird. They're all man-made. I don't know why my voice went so high. But anyway, that's that. So that's those. If you want me to show any of the questions or they're not really questions, I'm calling them questions, not really. But if there are any that you've missed or you'd like to see again, let me know in the chat now. If I don't get an answer in the next minute or so, then we'll go through the answers and we'll see who the winner is. Yeah. I made it easy for me this time. Beautiful city and beautiful beach. Yes, I know you're a particular fan of the last one. And I tried to make it, because I know some people who join in the live stream. So I'm trying to sort of cater it-ish to some people that I know that are going to be here. And then kind of make it some a little bit harder, some a little bit easier. So it's not all like stuff that I know, because there's pictures of places in there that I didn't know that was the place, you know. It's for everybody. I don't know what I'm talking about. Number 3, yes, no problem. That's number 3. The city has a population of 24 million. So what I said with that one was, it's basically what did I say? Think of the countries that have large populations, it's one of them. Any other numbers that you'd like to see again? And I picked that picture because I thought it was a really cool picture of the city, and I thought that the road was really beautiful. I know that you normally say things are beautiful when it comes to like nature and stuff, but I thought that was really cool. I'm going to start with the answers now. So the answer to number 1 was Las Vegas. These are easy ones, Kim. I will let someone else figure them out. Well, you can mark yourself now. So mark yourself out of 10 and we'll see who the winner is. So the first answer to number 1 is Las Vegas. The answer to number 2, so the city that has 177 canals, is Venice in Italy. One of my favourite places in the world. There are places that I like going to visit, but I think I've only been there for like 2 nights, and I feel like when I left like part of my heart there. It is such an amazing place. I recommend anybody go visit it. It is amazing. Like, the thing is though, it is such a nice place that they suffer with like over tourism, but at the same time, like, how about not being like one of the greatest places in the world? I don't know. What is there to say about it? You're saying that you got Venice wrong. I don't think so, Emma. Me and Em went to Venice about a year and a half ago now, and we did a trip for £100, so we paid £100 each and went to Venice. We paid for flights, accommodation, transfers. We went on a boat trip on the canal. All of our food cost us £100. there's a video on my channel if you're interested. Anyway, the answer to this one is Shanghai in China, which I realise is a bit of a harder one potentially. It depends if you've been to Shanghai or not, I guess. It's harder for me because I've never been to China. But yeah, if you've been there, I guess it's no harder. Next one. This one's a little bit harder, I guess, for the international crowd. This is something that you'll know if you live in Wales, because the answer to this one is Cardiff in Wales. This is the front of the Welsh Government buildings, which is called the Senedd. Yeah, it's got a Welsh poem written on the front, and it's like slate and things, yeah. Because we do slate in Wales. You put New York for Shanghai. I guess that you could see how that could be New York. Yeah, I can see why you put New York. So this one is question number 5, and the answer is Paris, France. That's the reason why I moved this way, is because you can see the Eiffel Tower at the top. And again, I thought this was such a pretty picture of Paris as well. Like, some of these pictures are so pretty of the cities. Like the nighttime pictures particularly. But anyway. So the famous landmark that I'm talking about is the Eiffel Tower. They built the Eiffel Tower. It was only supposed to go up for 20 years. And there was a lot of kickback from people in the city saying it was really ugly and they hated it. But it stayed up, and it's been up for 131 years, and it's probably one of the most famous landmarks in the world. And it was only meant to be there for 20 years. Number 6. So the answer to this one is Toronto in Canada, which I think is wild that there are so many people that live so close to Toronto. But I think it's like one of the most densely populated areas in Canada. Anyway, Toronto, Canada. The answer to number 7 is Moscow in Russia. This is the one that I said that I wasn't sure whether I'd want to go there or not. It's a bit of a hard, like, I don't know. It's such a sort of polarising country, I guess, because there's some really interesting stuff. Like, really interesting architecture and history. But then, I don't know, Vladimir Putin. You almost put Seattle for Toronto. Do you know what? When I was thinking about putting the picture for Toronto, I was trying to decide between whether I was going to put Seattle or Toronto there, because they both got kind of similar towers there. And they both are visible from across the ocean, from across a body of water, I guess. But yeah, I can see why you thought it was Seattle. And it's weird that I was trying to decide whether I was going to do Seattle or Toronto there. Love Toronto for shopping. Well, let's go shopping one day in Toronto. So that was number 7. We're moving on to number 8 now. A resident of this city invented the fortune cookie. The name of the city is San Francisco. I went to San Francisco in February. I got home about a month before we went into lockdown, and when we were all told not to travel again. So we were kind of lucky with that, because they started having cases in San Francisco just about a week after we left. So it is, yeah, we were lucky with our trip to San Francisco. Another really, my favourite part of when we went to San Francisco was Alcatraz. What a cool place! It's not every day you get to explore like a a really famous old jail. There's not many of them open for you to go see, plus it's on an island and I love going on boats. Question 9. You said that you loved it in San Francisco. Yes, so did I. So the city where The Matrix, Great Gatsby and Independence Day was filmed was Sydney, Australia. San Francisco, beautiful and most friendly city. We stayed on the outskirts of Seattle, not Seattle. We stayed on the outskirts of San Francisco and everybody was really lovely. Everybody we spoke to was really friendly. So I cannot dispute that. Yes, Alcatraz, one of my favourite experiences ever. Yes. And this is Sydney. So the answer to question number 9 is Sydney, Australia. I have never been to Australia, but maybe one year, one day. And the last question, Emma's going to write the answer in the chat. So the answer to number 10 is Barcelona in Spain. Yeah, so that's the end of the quiz. I should probably have like some kind of theme tune that I can play at the end of the quiz or something. So now, work out how much you got and write in the chat what your, come on, we're losing focus on my mind, we can do it. Write your score in the chat, see who won, there we go. Let's go back to me. There we go. I'm still getting used to what buttons I need to click to go between the different pages. There we go. You got 8 out of 10. Well done, Emma. That's amazing. Jay's Free Chill Sounds got 7, so Emma's winning at the moment. Very good. Oh, John Collins is 9 out of 10. And Kimberly has 10 plus, right? What does that mean? There are only 10 questions. You can't get more than 10 right. You got 7 and 3 and 7 wrong. So you got Shanghai and Moscow. That's understandable. I can see why you got them wrong. Have a look online though, if you want to. There's some really cool pictures of these colourful biscuits. Colourful buildings in Moscow. You've been to most of these places. That is so cool. That is amazing. I've been to a few of these places. So I have been to Venice. I have been to Cardiff, because it's 60 miles down the road. I've been to Paris. I have been to San Francisco. And I have been to... yeah, that's it. That's so cool though. I'd love to travel more, but at the moment we can't travel and usually I'm on a reasonably tight budget. You got Moscow wrong. That's understandable, I get why. So the winner is Kimberly Miller. Woo! Woo woo woo! I should get some like fake sound effects as well, because it's a little weird of me just going woo! Well done everybody. I enjoyed making that quiz and I hope you enjoyed doing it as well. On Friday, no, it is Friday today. On Monday I'm thinking about doing one that is maybe flags on Monday, or if you have like a topic that you'd want to have a quiz about, then let me know in the chat. And as well, we have dumb laws. If you enjoyed dumb laws and you want me to do more of them, let me know the next place I should find dumb laws on. Bragging rights to Kim, yes. Not to me, to Kimberly Miller. You are the winner! Kimberly Miller. That kind of rhymes. Congrats. Right. The new video is going to be going live in about 5 minutes. That video there. So in the last couple of minutes, what I want to do is I want to talk about you want to play let's play again soon with tricky questions. Do you know, if you were here on Monday, I did a quick, oh, I'm on the screen there we go. If you were here on Monday, the questions were a little bit trickier. So you would have probably enjoyed Mondays because they were quite difficult, but I can write down that I can do a tricky quiz, tricky questions quiz for Monday. I'll do it on Monday. There we go. And as well, let me know in the chat where you want me to do the dumb laws segment next. Otherwise, I'm just going to pick a place and you're going to have to listen to me talk about a place for a few minutes, even if you don't care about it. Right, so we've got, I'm going to say about 5 minutes left of this live stream. I'm going to be talking about the plans for the next few videos on the channel, what the plan is for June, and some things that we're doing as well, the new sort of schedule that we're doing. And then we will go watch the new video. Canada? I can do Canada, no problem. So dumb laws of Canada on Monday. They'd probably have some crazy laws because they've got like moose and hockey. Dumb laws Canada. There we go. Emma, dumb laws Canada Monday for you. No problem, Diana. I'm glad you enjoyed and have a good evening. See you Monday, maybe. Or not, you know, do what's best for you. But I'm glad you enjoyed. Have a good evening. I'm going to be going in about 5 minutes anyway. Getting sidetracked. So, I've got my sticky note. So, the plan for the next few videos, which I would like to show you. There we go. Back onto my live stream. So the next video that is going to come out on Monday is whether it's better to book your holidays as a package or separately. If you're interested in how I book everything separately, there's a video on my Instagram on IGTV that I released on Wednesday. So if you want to know how I organise things for booking stuff by myself, so basically be my own travel agent, go check out that video on IGTV on Instagram. It's literally like 3 minutes long, so it's not long at all. But if you're interested in finding out stuff about that before I release that video, then go check that out. We're then going to be doing a video about why separate booking is best and keeping organised whilst travelling. Because I know that sometimes you see people running through the airport and there's like paperwork throwing out the back of their bags and they're going through security and they're not organised, and I'm going to do a video about the best way to be organised to sort of kind of keep stress down. In June then we're going to be doing, the working title of it is How To Basics. I know it can't stay as How To Basics because of the How To Basics YouTube channel, but that's the working title of it. It's basically going right back to basics on travel and what things you can do step by step to make travel easier. So we're going to be looking at travel insurance, travel money, loads of other things. But this is what I'm going to ask you. If there's something specific that you would like a video on in that month, so the How To Basics month, any aspect of travel, it can literally be anything. It can be like, I'm just bringing things off the top of my head. I can't think. Best way to stay hydrated on an aeroplane. I don't know. Best websites to book flights through. Like almost anything. if there's something specific that you want me to make a video on, and it can be really specific, in June, that's the month that I'm going to be doing those really specific videos on how to travel with really specific topics. So if you have anything that you're interested in, write in the comments by here. Or if you think of something, you can either come over to me on Instagram, DM me there. You can DM me on Facebook, on my Facebook page. That's Awkwardly Kim Travel. I'm not so fast at DMing back on there, but you can message me. That's no problem if you prefer Facebook. Or you can just leave a comment in the new video. That's not a problem too. Talking about IGTV, every Wednesday now there are going to be new short little segment videos coming out on IGTV. These videos are going to be anywhere from 1 minute to 3 minutes long, and it's literally giving you quick tips on how to travel easier. They're called Quick Small Wins Travel Edition, and they are literally quick things to make travelling easier for you. I went to the wrong slide. I'm an idiot. And thinking about making a podcast, wondering if anybody's interested. If you're interested in potentially there being a podcast in the future, and if you have things that you think would be fun for us to talk about in the podcast, then let me know. Again, DM me on Instagram or leave a comment in the new video. But I think that's everything that I need to talk about. We're going to be doing another live stream on Monday. So on Monday we're going to be doing tricky questions for Kim. And we're going to be looking at dumb laws of Canada for Emma. But we're going to head over to the new video now, which I'm going to put live literally now because it's a few minutes late, but you know what? I've been having fun, so it is what it is. Bear with me. I just realised that I need to not save that. There we go. We'll get there. I know my internet's gone slow. Videos. So this is the new video. So it's tackling jet lag and why it happens. I thought we changed the title, Emma. Anyway, this is the new video, and it is going to be going live. Public. Done. Copy the link. Save. So that new video is live now. So if you want to go over, head over to the new video. I would like to see you there. Leave a comment, thumbs it up, all that stuff, all the good YouTube stuff that you normally do for creators. I would appreciate if you could do it for me, because we're mates now, I reckon. I'm sorry, I'm just going to find this live stream so I can throw the link in the chat for you as well. Now I'm talking and I'm on the screen twice. There we go. So grateful for you going live. I so enjoy you and your channel. Oh, that's really nice. Thank you, Kimberly. That is really sweet. Does come up that capture. Best kept secrets of travel sites, local restaurants or venues less travelled, what locals say to do or to go. I can do that, no problem. I have my sticky notes here and I'll write it down. But best kept, I'm probably better off just screen capturing your comment actually and writing it down later, because you don't want to watch me like writing down. There we go. With that, yeah, cool. So thank you very much for coming to the live stream. I really enjoyed tonight. I hope you did as well. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the future. See you on the new video.